Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us on another Grey County Long-Term Care update. My name is Rob Hatton. I'm the manager of communications for the county, and joining me tonight, as always, is Jennifer Cornell, the star of the show. She is Grey County's Director of Long-Term Care and Senior Services. It's been a little while since we've checked in with everybody. I think it was just before Christmas the last time we got together and it's felt a little Christmassy the last few mornings out there. So we thought it would be a good time to get back together again here. Hopefully that wintry weather is getting behind us here because we're all feeling a little desperate for spring at this point, I think. Before we get into tonight's call, I do just want to do a little bit of housekeeping as I normally do. This call, it is specifically for the three homes operated by Grey County, which are Lee Manor, Rockwood Terrace, and Grey Gables. We are recording our call tonight. And for those of you who may know someone who might be interested in watching the video after the fact, we will be publishing it on our YouTube channel, and we'll also send a follow-up email after the call tonight, and there'll be a link to the video which you can share around as well. Our format tonight will be similar to other calls. If you've joined us before, we're going to get an update from Jennifer from the homes. And once we get through that, we will open up the floor to questions and we'll take those through Zoom's Q&A feature. And we do just ask you to try to use that so we don't lose track of your questions, but I will try to keep an eye on the chat over on the side as well. If you happen to think about a question after we get through that and end the call tonight, you can always submit it to Grey County by emailing communications@grey.ca, or you can just reply to those e-newsletters that we send out. So I think that covers all of our bases, Jen, so I will pass it over to you for the update.
Great, thanks, Rob. And it has felt unnecessarily like winter, but the days are longer, and I highly recommend trying to get some sunshine on your face. Not to be dramatic, but it might be a little bit life-changing. So I won't go over the information that Rob covered. So thanks to everybody for joining us, and thanks for the intro, Rob. Tonight's update is covering some ministry announcements, and I wanted to highlight some reflections from the 2024 annual report. So for Ministry of Long-Term Care updates, since we last met, there's been a provincial election and a federal election is coming in the coming weeks. Polling stations were set up in each of the homes so that residents were able to cast their vote in the provincial election. And we anticipate that that will be the same for the upcoming federal elections. So watch for that. Some legislation that we talked about on the last call, which was December 11th, it didn't make the next phase of the legislation process because of the election, but we anticipate that we will hear soon about versions of it coming back. There was funding announced in December, and that funding has been released. So specifically, there was legislation focused on improving care for people living with dementia, legislation focused on person-centered care, and a focus on support for caregivers. The act was called the Supporting Seniors and Caregivers Act. We're watching for updates and we'll keep you posted. The homes have participated in a dementia preparedness survey that the Ministry of Long-Term Care launched through the Center for Learning, Research, Innovation and Aging, CLRI. And the three homes participated in that survey, which will give the province a good baseline of information about dementia services across the province to get a sense of what the range is, and will inform future legislation and funding. So we were really pleased to be able to be a part of that. And Grey Gables was invited to an interview to talk specifically about dementia services, in part because of their experience with the Behavioral Support Transition Unit. There was also an update regarding the funding for direct care hours. This is the final year of the 4-year approach to increasing direct care hours. And the announced funding is what we anticipated and what we budgeted for. So we're on track to meet those targets. And I am going to share my screen and jump into the reflection of 2024. All right, Rob, is that
Yep, that's good to
working?
go.
Okay, great. Okay, so it's always a really worthwhile exercise to put together an annual report. And we have been doing that for a few years and encouraged to do that as part of the accreditation process. And what's really great about it is that often in the fast-paced lives that we live in, providing care and service, and we don't often take time to reflect on the successes of the year that has just passed. And it's a good reminder of all of the great work that is happening and and launching us into the plans that we have for the year to come. So as a reminder, our Color at Promise and our Color at Your Way philosophy is based on and supported by the Grey County's vision to be the place where people feel genuinely at home and naturally inspired. Our mission in long-term care is to help you color your life your way. And our values align with the corporate Grey County values of passion, respect, teamwork, leadership, communication, and responsibility. And in long-term care, we take that just a little bit further to our promise, our Color at Promise, which focuses on community, opportunity, leadership, organizational quality and safety. You are the center of all that we do. And a little asterisk to that is it began as you as the resident and has expanded to be you are the center of all that we do, the people that live in our homes, work in our homes, and visit and support our homes. A promise of respectful relationships, a commitment to integrity, and looking together for tomorrow into the future. And our Color at Promise is the foundation of all that we do, our decisions, when we face difficult situations, when we're planning for the future. And when we are doing our planning for strategic planning, we also focus on three main areas in being our best, delivering the best, and getting the best. And those three pillars guide us in the projects that we prioritize and the goals that we set for the years to come. And so some of the reflection, many of you took part in our accreditation journey, and for that I'm very grateful, and we'll be tapping you on the shoulder again because of the accreditation process is a quality process which isn't a one and done. It's an ongoing process that is a 4-year cycle, and so we're starting back into that process. So in May of 2024, Grey County Long-Term Care was awarded the standing of accredited with exemplary standing. And this signifies the highest level of accreditation awarded by Accreditation Canada, showing that our organization consistently meets and exceeds the highest standards of quality and safety in healthcare and social services. And this was the first time that Grey County Long-Term Care has been tested by the accreditation process through Accreditation Canada. So we're very proud of this. And it's an acknowledgement that the people that live in our homes, that work in our homes, that lead our homes, that visit our homes should wear with pride. And some other highlights that made it into the annual report. We bundled these reflections under the headings of our promise. So with a focus on community, our resident and family councils have been very active and providing guidance and feedback that is really key to us, making sure that we are meeting the needs of people every day. These town hall meetings are very well received and requested, and so we've been continuing to do that. And volunteering continues to be an opportunity in our homes, and we're grateful for the volunteers that help make up the fabric of our communities, and we appreciate the time and energy that you give to the residents and our team members. Under opportunity, Ontario Centre, so this is the CLRI, so the Centre for Learning, Research and Innovation in Long-Term Care, the PREP LTC program. PREP stands for something that I can't remember right now. You may have heard it as our Color at Coach program. And this was an opportunity for our team members who play a really key role in supporting students and also onboarding and supporting new team members. And historically, that's a job that someone does kind of on the side of their desk or the side of their tasks for the day. And the PrEP LTC program has allowed us to provide special training for preceptors and people that are orientating and coaches to feel confident in their role as a coach, and also provides us the funding to be able to backfill that person's shift so that they can be dedicated to providing that support to a student. And we did an expression of interest and had 70 team members put their hands up to say that they are interested in volunteering and being a Color at Coach. And the program that has been developed in partnership with PrEP LTC and with input and leadership from our teams in the homes has been recognized as a best practice and has supported 170 students in completing their placements across our 3 homes, which is pretty amazing. I think I read a stat that the teams supported 29,000 hours of student support. So that's pretty awesome. We under leadership, we held an in-person professional development day for leaders in the homes in the fall. And the highlight of that day for me were 4 leaders sharing quality success stories with each other. They were motivating and inspiring, and an opportunity for us to showcase and share and spread the work that is happening in the homes. We also, in 2024, established a quality council, a commitment to ongoing quality improvement. And the purpose of the Quality Council is to have dedicated time of senior leaders to assess and evaluate overall operations to improve or maintain quality of care and service. And so we've been, that was established last year, and we had our 2nd or 3rd meeting this week. And so we're dedicating that time to something that's really important. Organizational quality and safety. We lived in organizational quality and safety during the pandemic, and so that hasn't stopped. The focus in 2024 that we'd like to highlight is the establishment of hand hygiene champions, focusing on hand hygiene audits and really spreading that importance across the homes. The homes have completed year 2 of the Registered Nurses Association of Ontario, the RNAO Clinical Pathways. This program offers a lot of benefits, including improving quality care through evidence-based best practice guidelines to better care for our residents and ensure better outcomes. It enhances resident-centered care. It offers pathways to facilitate our ability to meet the regulatory compliance requirements, all in the goal of improving the outcomes for each individual resident. Maybe it doesn't sound easy, but I can say it in a few sentences, but this is a significant amount of effort, time, energy, education that our nursing teams have invested in improving our processes to improve their experience, but ultimately and most importantly, the experience of our residents. You is the center of all that we do. A highlight here is the results of the resident and family experience surveys. And we went through that actually at our last call more in depth. So just highlighting that over 93% of residents and families are satisfied with the quality of care, and 92% would recommend their home to others. Respectful relationships, hugely important. Everything that we do is relationships, whether from colleague to colleague, team member to resident, resident to resident. It's all about relationships. Nothing we do is about widgets. It's all about how people feel and are treated in their daily experience. A couple of highlights with that focus were some very successful family education sessions with lawyer and social worker Angela Jensen, who highlighted power of attorney rights and responsibilities and also long-term care homes rights and responsibilities. And we offered that education to team members as well and have a plan to do more of that training. People really appreciated it. I know I really appreciated her real life case studies talking through difficult situations because we face difficult situations. Another highlight is the trail program. So the relational approach influencers that worked with Deborah Bakhti. And so some of you will be familiar because you've read Deborah's book, Now What? Guiding family members through the moving in of your loved one into long-term care. And so Deborah worked with our team members and they worked together to talk about what our Grey County Long-Term Care's approach to family relationships, what we envision it, how we can ensure that family members feel a part of the care team, what that looks like. And so that was that work is not over. That they've just started. Integrity, again, an investment in ensuring quality and skilled care in an ever growing, more complex environment. Long-term care home, the people that live in our homes require often really clinically complex care. And so we were really thrilled to be able to use funding that the Ministry of Long-Term Care offered to welcome 3 nurse practitioners to our teams. And they too are just getting started. So we're really pleased to have them on board, and piloted a physician on-call model to support our physicians and our medical directors in having the support and tools they need to provide the care for our residents and their patients. Together for Tomorrow, our designated care partners continue to be key members of our care team and have played a really pivotal role in so many things: outbreak management, feedback and advice, to participating in the accreditation process. And for growth opportunities, we continue to support education leaves internally to support our team members who are going back to school for a variety of reasons, everything from registered nurses, food service, cooks, recreation, the whole gamut. So we're really pleased to be able to support our team members in these professional development opportunities. The Behavioral Support Transition Unit, the BSTU at Grey Gables, has also put together an annual report, and you can find that on the website, and lots of great work happening there. The residents that are living there are really doing well, and we were able to support our first successful transition of an individual from the specialized unit to traditional long-term care. And that's really the vision of the program, is to support individuals living with dementia, experiencing behaviors, and help them help our team and help the resident to have a care plan that works for them, and then be able to transition that plan to traditional long-term care. Because some people that live in Maple Lane in the home area are not from the Markdale area. Their family members need to come from another community to visit them. And the goal is to have people be able to move to the community that they want to live in, that's close to their loved ones, and that can also support their needs. So that is really exciting phase of the program. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Rockwood Terrace redevelopment. Well, for a minute, Rob has an exciting video to share, and but it continues to be a highlight of the work that we do. Really excited to have the groundbreaking event in June. That was the Minister of Long-Term Care, Natalia Kusendova Bashta. That was her first groundbreaking that she attended in her new role, and she has been announced that she will continue to be the Minister of Long-Term Care. So that's exciting, and we'll talk about that. This is a project that will feature in our reflections over the next couple of years. Looking into the future, what are our plans for 2025 and beyond? Of course, the redevelopment at Rockwood. I mentioned that we're continuing on the quality accreditation journey. One of the areas that were identified in the accreditation survey was a focus on resident safety plan, and this is language that ensures that everyone is aware of what the plans are, what the programs that we have in place to support resident safety. Everything we do is about resident safety, and the phase that we're in for Accreditation Canada now is making sure that everybody understands the language and what that means. The Color at Coach program, the clinical pathways, continuing to support our clinical team in IV therapy and feeling confident and having the opportunity to practice those skills. There's an HR, human resources. We did a team member engagement survey. So the next steps of action to come from that. I don't know if I mentioned at the last call, but InterRye. I feel like this needs a whole slide deck on its own. So the system that we use to document the care and services that we provide that then translates into our funding, that system has been updated, and all long-term care homes in Ontario need to do the learning and implementation of the new InterRye system by the end of this year. And so all 3 homes are embarking on that journey this year. A focus on making sure that we have the right diagnostic equipment. Clinically, we're also enhancing the technology on how we use technology to provide clinical care. And of course, focusing on our hand hygiene and IPAC goals for 2025. Just a little bit about who we are. This is always interesting to look at. So we support 319 residents. We welcome and move in 115 people a year on average across the 3 homes. 3 out of 4 people moving in have 3 or more different medical conditions or clinical needs. 72% of people that are moving into long-term care have moderate to severe cognitive impairment. 89% of residents, people that live in our homes, need support with activities of daily living. And this just highlights the real importance of the legislation and funding money to support dementia and clinically complex individuals. Who are we? We have 640 team members, 250 designated care partners, 36 really dedicated volunteers, 170 student placements each year. We have 17 physicians supporting, 3 nurse practitioners, and 22 different partners in care. And the partners in care are social work, dietitian, foot care, that kind of team member that provides really important holistic care and support. And that is the reflection. There was so many things we had to try to narrow it down. There's never a dull moment in long-term care, and so that is the highlights. I can't state enough just how proud I am to be a leader with this group, and how proud of the work that has happened in 1 year. That's just 1 year. It's pretty inspiring. Another couple of updates. I am honored to share that I have been elected as chair of the board for Advantage Ontario. Advantage is our association that represents municipal, charitable, and not-for-profit long-term care in Ontario. And I'm honored to be the chair of the board, work with a great board and a great staff, advocating and supporting leaders in long-term care. And it's a mutually beneficial opportunity. It's great for us in Grey County to be able to bring a rural voice to what often can be quite urban. The folks at the Ministry of Long-Term Care are most familiar with their urban environment, so it's a great chance to be able to bring the rural voice. And Rob, you are going to share a little bit about the redevelopment.
I am. That was very diplomatically said, Jennifer, and I'm glad that you did bring up that appointment because I was going to do it if you didn't. So, congratulations again, and thank you for taking that on. So, I'm just going to share my screen again here quickly, just to give you a little bit of an update on the Rockwood Terrace redevelopment project. And I don't have a lot more to share than I did probably back in December when we gave a quick update then. But work has continued right through the winter, and they did have to battle a fair bit of winter at times to keep going, but they are making progress. And I think the best thing that captures that is a drone video that the contractors on site have provided us with just in the past 2 weeks or so. I think this one showed up. So I'll just play that for you here now. So you'll see there's a lot more blocked walls from the last video that I played for you, as well as the precast slabs are starting to go on to create the floor for the second level. So that is very exciting to see. Lots and lots of action on site, and I'm looking forward to going and doing a visit there in a few days' time and getting a closer look myself. And as we do those updates, we're going to continue to update that long-term care redevelopment webpage, which you can find on our website. And maybe when we do the follow-up email to this, I'll put a link in there as well, Jen, and then it'll be easier for people to go and take a look and see how it's been progressing. And that page as well, we do have a camera that's pointed at the site too. If you are just curious what's going on any given day, you can pop in and take a look.
Thanks, Rob. I know it's really exciting. I hadn't thought about drone footage. Like we talked about doing time lapse and having
Hmm.
the camera, and it's pretty cool to be having to have drone footage every now and then. It'll be neat to put together a compilation video at the end because we have drone footage of the site before any of the early works happened, any of the moving dirt
Hmm.
around, and then we'll make sure we do one at the end. It'll be kind of a neat video.
Hmm.
And that's it. We're available for any questions if anybody has any. I can share while people are maybe typing for if there are questions. Um, we work with Collier's project managers and Kasian design architect. And I just like to reassure anyone who might be wondering about tariffs and made in Canada products. There is lots of work going on to see where there are opportunities
Hmm.
to buy, maybe not local, but buy products that are made in Canada, and working through the complexities of what that means and what the tariffs mean. And so there's lots of work happening in that area.
Absolutely. I'm not seeing any questions today, and I know that we covered a lot, so maybe we will plan to leave it there, Jennifer.
Yep.
But again, to anybody listening live right now or watching recording later, if you do have any questions about anything that was covered tonight or anything else about Grey County Long-Term Care, please do email us at communications@grey.ca or reply to that follow-up email, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. So, did you have anything to close on tonight?
Nope. Just thanks
Nah.
again for being engaged and part of our homes. And I do mean it. Try to get some sunshine on your face. That's what I've been
Excellent.
doing lately. It helps.
All right,
Thanks,
we'll leave
Rob.
it there. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.